Okay, hey everyone. So this is I think the 5th attempt at making this video. My phone kept on filling up on storage, so, man. I hope I can actually finish the video and not have the file be corrupted. Anyway, I guess the good thing is that now you don't have to, sit through, me trying to figure stuff out, because now I've already figured it out, so this video should be pretty short for you now. Anyway, this is the Sony Trinitron KV-1205. It looks like it says Econ Quick, or yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that, but anyway, it's a Sony. It's a Sony. And then over here, this is a RCA TV from 2002. I'm not entirely sure what the model number is, but anyway, I wanted to test out this TV because I just recently picked it up. If you saw my previous video, I just cleaned it, and yeah, it looks pretty, well, nicer now. It still looks like there's still some scuff marks and stuff on it, but at least now it's not all dusty and the screen looks pretty clean. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I actually have my television over here. Let me show you. So here's the television. So I'm going to hook that up to this TV. However, this TV does not have a regular F connector, like a regular coaxial F connector on it. It has a twin lead connector because it's from 1978 and that was just the common thing back then. So I actually have this adapter, which I bought a few years ago. Even came in the box. Bought at the DI. Yeah, this will take a game signal and convert it to VHF. So yeah, so then you can hook it up with a twin lead on these older TVs. So you can see here I have the box. Just kind of show that real quick. Yeah, I bought this a few years ago and just was hoping that someday it would come in handy, and yeah, it looks like it is. It looks like it has a copyright of 1985, so yep, sounds about right. There's the instructions on there. So I'm going to go back and hook that up, and then I have this RCA TV up here just to, because I know that one works really well, so just to test it. And you can see I have this splitter here, so I'm going to take the signal out of the television and then split it out to both of these TVs. So anyway, let me go do that real quick. Okay, so here's back behind the TV, and yeah, as you can see, I have the UHF, have the antenna hooked up to that. You'll see why later. But then for this adapter, we're just using the VHF. So these are your channels 1 through 13, I believe. Yeah, 1 through 13, and then this is 13 or 14 through like 83. But anyway, but yeah, so now we have this hooked up, and then you can see this switcher is also going into this other TV, just to have a comparison. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn on the television and see what it looks like. All right, just flipped on the TV, and then let's turn on this one as well. Maybe. I heard the degausser. I think it's turning on. Pretty sure this little TV doesn't have a degausser. I haven't heard it at all. Oh, by the way, this TV is from 1978. I don't think I mentioned that. Ooh. Wow, there's a sound I haven't heard before. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like it's kind of going away though. Okay, I'm going to turn on the television. Let's see, why is that not? Let's see, I have channel 3 selected. Is it in television? Oh, the television isn't plugged in. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Alright, so this is what was happening in the previous attempts. So it's supposed to look like on this side, where the background is green and everything. However, the colors are not coming up correctly for whatever reason, as you can see. And so what I'm going to do is, if you open up this door here, actually I'll show you what it says because there's some instructions. So as you can see, these are the instructions, but basically what you do is you just take this, you pick whatever number or channel you want, and then you look over here, and then depending on if you want like 2 through 6 or 7 through 13 or 14 through 83, then you choose, you move this thing. Anyway, basically I want 3, so I have it over here, and then you turn this dial to really go into 3. So and then also this AFT switch, you can see the instructions down here, so that needs to be pushed in. It like helps the quality. I'm not entirely sure what it stands for, but it does help the quality. So I'm going to push that in, and then I'm going to kind of move this around and see if I can really dial into 3, see if we can get that color to look a little bit better. Oh, I saw it for a second. It's kind of getting a little greener. Hold on, let me change the ISO on my phone so it actually shows up a little bit better. Okay, so I'm holding in this AFT switch. Let's just kind of see if we can get it closer to the correct colors. I think I'll probably pause the video and kind of play with this for a second. Okay, so after dialing in, this is about as best as I can get it. The colors are off, and there's a lot more static on this side compared to the direct connection, not going through that adapter. There's also these buttons down here. So like this says auto. It appears it just kind of turns off the color. So I just leave it on auto because there's more color available. Also, if you turn these color, like the color potentiometer or the hue, the brightness, it doesn't change the color really at all for whatever reason. Same thing with this picture dial. I guess I can kind of show that a little bit. So these like colors, hue, it just kind of doesn't really do anything. Yeah, same thing with brightness. I can turn up the brightness, but it just kind of, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so this, but I mean, at least the adapter is getting the image on the screen. And yeah, it definitely doesn't look as good as the RCA though. So yeah, I've got these controllers here. This is really cool because you can push all these different buttons. There's this insert here. But yeah, you can then push all these different buttons to like pass the ball to people. So I'll try to play against myself here. There we go. So see, then you run over, or I want to control that guy on this. It's like I would choose that guy and then pass it to third base, and then see this guy. So he's running over there. Oh, you hear that? You're out. So anyway, this is a really fun game me and my dad used to play when I was a kid. But yeah, so this is working. So now I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to try to kind of change the cables around. So like I'll change the cables because maybe there's a cable issue where this cable going into this TV is better than this one, although this is a monster cable going into this one. So I'm kind of thinking it's the adapter, but I'm just going to kind of change stuff around really quick, and I'll let you know what I find out. Okay, so I think I actually got a little bit clearer by kind of unplugging stuff and plugging it back in. Also on that adapter, there's 2 inputs, so I plugged it into the second input. And I don't know, it looks like it's a little clearer, although I think it was mostly just unplugging stuff, plugging back in, but still isn't as good as the direct connection on this TV. So anyway, but, oh, it looks like it just turned off. I think that was the television that maybe the game isn't put in all the way. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, so that's that. So now let's go over, I also have the Nintendo 64 hooked up here. And so now we're going to switch over to that. Oh, by the way, I also picked the Intellivision because it's the same. This game is the same year as this TV, 1978. So, you go to your Sears and pick up it's a Sony TV, and then you pick up your Intellivision, and a nice copy of baseball for the Intellivision. Well, in 1978, have a great time. So anyway, so now for the Nintendo 64, this connection is going to be a little trickier because, well, I think I actually could maybe hook the Nintendo 64 up through that adapter. However, I want to see if we can get a cleaner picture on this screen. So I actually have this really cool little device here. You can see this is a that's something I put in there for the antenna, but this is what do you call it? I actually have, oh yeah, I guess this is a good time to show this. This is a little antenna, like a little broadcaster thing. Pretty cool. It will take a composite video signal and a mono audio and then convert it into RF and broadcast it out. It's just a little I mean, it's a pretty weak signal, so it won't go terribly far, but it didn't come with the antenna though when I bought it. So that's why I have just this little precision screwdriver that I bought at the dollar store. And I put that in where the antenna goes, and it works okay. Excuse me. Anyway, this thing will broadcast to channel 14. So in my previous video attempt, or I think it was 2 attempts ago, I already programmed this, so I have channel 14 here on 13. So I'm going to change to channel 13, and now you can see it's picking up. It's picking up what this thing is, and this doesn't even have the antenna. So you can see it says on air. Maybe you can't see. Hold on. Yeah, anyway, that says on air. So when I turn it off, it's off air. So right now we're on air. But right now the Nintendo 64 isn't on, so it's just a black screen that it's outputting. And then I already added channel 14 on this TV as well. So now let's turn on the Nintendo 64. Look at that, it's actually coming up pretty good on this TV, but the sound's coming through this one. I have the volume turned down all the way over here. You can see. So yeah, the volume's coming through pretty good. Now let's see if I move this a little closer, if we can get a better signal. But anyway, this doesn't have an antenna hooked up to it. It's just, whatever's coming out of here is just getting picked up by this TV over here, and this is just still hooked up to the Intellivision. So yeah, apparently, I mean, this little adapter actually, I guess, is pretty good. Let me turn off that light back there real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna raise the camera a little bit too so we can kind of see that adapter, what's going on. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this precision screwdriver in where the antenna is supposed to go. This is a pretty small slot. Actually, it looks like it's still not showing up the best. So now, I thought that would have helped it to show up. Oh, look at that. So it's this AFT switch. There we go. Now pushing that in. Now that actually looks really nice. Look at that. So, okay. So I guess undoing that AFT switch and then opening the door and closing it is now picking up the video signal. So, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, as you can see though, that signal is really clear on this Sony. And the colors look absolutely amazing as well. It might be a little off, I think, at least compared to the RCA on the left there. So maybe I'll kind of play with those a little bit. Maybe it's probably be the hue, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I guess it's not that important. Oh, let's actually go to this one. Just kidding. So kind of play this a little bit. Yeah, it looks very nice with this little broadcast thing, and the sound's coming through really well as well. Oh, already starting off on a bad. Yeah. Now the one thing I'm noticing is that there is a bit of flicker, which I'm not a huge fan of. Take that. There's my brother Wario. Let's kind of race with Wario here. But yeah, I mean, yeah, but I am pretty impressed though with how well it's coming through. Yeah, and also like, man, on this other like TV, like, wow, look at that! That little antenna is like, it's coming through super clear over here on this RCA. Like, I wonder if my neighbors, if they have like if they had if they have an analog TV hooked up and then they're like going through the channels to see if there's anything running, they go to channel 14 and then suddenly they see Mario Kart. You know what I mean? Oh man, I supposedly this adapter is like not powerful enough where it's like still legal, but technically if you have like, if you're broadcasting stuff and it's like powerful enough to have CCC, like that's like against the law according to the FCCC. So there's our friend Andy, he's Yoshi, and then my brother's Wario. Oh, look at that, Wario got a star too at the same time. Anyway, yeah, this looks really good. It's like my brother's having a rivalry with Yoshi. Yeah, this looks really good. I'm very impressed. Yeah, the colors, I guess there is a bit of a red bias on here. I wonder if that's something I can kind of fix. There's also a bit of flicker, so I'm not sure if that's because I'm not tuned in correctly, but although actually it looks like it's flickering on there too, so maybe that's, I mean, I know CRT is just flicker in general, but I thought it wouldn't do it that much. Yeah, let's see if I can kind of maybe change these. Oh, there we go. Turn up the brightness, actually kind of is cool, interesting. So yeah, there's the brightness up a little bit. Before it was like in the middle. Let's actually go ahead and let's turn on a different game to kind of make this a little bit better. Let's see, I thought I brought... Here we go, let's do this game. Let's do Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, so let's see if we can kind of... There we go, that looks a little bit better. Maybe. Yeah. I'm kind of basing off of this TV because I think that this little RC is pretty amazing. Yeah, so I think turn the hue all the way this way to the red side is actually pretty close to the RCA. It's not 1-to-1, but let's see if we... Oh yeah, see, then we can turn up the color too. That actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it like that. So basically I turned the hue all the way this way and the color all the way that way. Oh, also, interestingly enough, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but this auto, when you turn that off, it kind of just takes away a lot of the colors. Kind of makes them weird, so I just leave that on because it looks a lot better. Not sure what it does, but auto on is definitely a lot better. So Yeah, look at that. Nice sound. The sound sounds awesome. Mono speaker there. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this TV. With the 240p signal going into it, it looks really sharp on this little small screen. These screens are the same size as well. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I bet if I had a proper antenna for that, what do you call it? For that, this thing up here, I bet it would even look better because, yeah, it's just kind of my homemade antenna. But boy, I'm really surprised it's coming up so well on this, on the left side here. See what this, I'm just kind of curious what the sound sounds like. Let's turn the sound down on this one. Yeah, sound's coming up good on this TV as well. Oh wow, holy cow. The speaker on this RCA is not nearly as good as this Sony. Wow, that's very interesting. So see, there's the RCA. Let's listen to it for a second. Okay, now let's turn up it's a Sony. Very nice. Wow. The sound quality is vastly superior on this Sony. Very interesting. This must have been kind of a higher end set. I mean, I know Sonys were always kind of known for being higher end, but yeah. As far as like the picture quality and like the sharpness go, they both look pretty similar actually. I'm still just really surprised that it's showing up so well on this RCA because like here I have the antenna like right next to the bunny ears up there, and so obviously it's going to show up pretty good on the Sony. But yeah, I mean I just have the RCA hooked up to the Intellivision. Although actually I guess it is hooked up to that adapter right now. I wonder if it's actually like kind of routing through the Sony TV and back into the RCA. I was kind of curious about that. Let's see what happens if I unhook that adapter. I'm just kind of curious. If I unhook the... Or no, I'll unhook the... Let's see what happens when I unhook the RCA TV from the splitter, and so it's not hooked up to the Sony directly anymore. Just kind of curious what happens. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Yeah, so being hooked up to the Sony, I assume. Let's see. Hold on. Let me try. Let's try hooking it. Let's see if I touch it directly to this adapter here, or to the monster cable coming out of it. Yeah, look at that. So it's like it's somehow taking the signal from the Sony TV. That is really fascinating. Huh. Yeah, wow, it's coming through really clear on both TVs now. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's not just because it's a bigger adapter or a bigger cable too, because now I have it hooked into the Intellivision, so it has all that cable. No, it's when it's hooked up to when it has some sort of connection to the Sony TV, that's when it looks really good, like right now. Wow, that's interesting. So, huh. Boy, analog TV is just really cool. Well, that was interesting. Anyway, I think that'll probably do it for this video. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, watching, and yeah, give a thumbs up and subscribe if you like it, and I guess we'll talk to you later. Bye.